sleep aid more than any other for a good night's sleep.
Locating the information you need for your research in a library system as large as the general libraries, or in a research library such as the Perry Castaneda Library, can be a puzzle unless you know available sources. Where should you begin so that you can use your time in the library efficiently and effectively? By the end of this presentation, it is hoped that library research will not be a puzzle. Instead, you will see how the pieces of the puzzle fit together and result in more efficient and comprehensive search methods. If you have a topic or research project in mind, the Reference Services Department on the second level of PCL is the place to begin. A reference librarian is available to assist you in getting started.
Oh, may I help you?
I need some help in writing a paper.
Have you decided on a topic yet for your paper?
Yes, I'm writing a paper on solar energy.
What would you like, some journal articles or books, or what would you like?
Oh, whatever you've got.
Let's look at some abstracts and indexes to find some articles, and then we'll go to the card catalog and look up for some books.
Before you begin research on a subject for a paper, thesis, class assignment, or other purpose, there is one important step which must not be overlooked: the development of a plan for action, a search strategy. Although it may seem like a waste of time to develop a plan, a well-constructed strategy is insurance against missing important materials on your topic. A mad dash through the library's indexes, card catalogs, stacks, etc. does not qualify as a research strategy. It wastes your time, leaves important stones unturned, and leads to frustration. Search strategy is composed of 5 parts. Part 1 is selecting a topic. Part 2 is developing background knowledge and vocabulary. 3, conducting the literature search. 4, evaluating the progress of your research. And 5, writing the paper. In selecting a topic, you must make some basic decisions on the treatment of your subject. Will the paper consist of a brief, broad overview of the subject, or will it be a lengthy, in-depth analysis of one aspect of that subject? What time span will be covered? Are there any geographic, time, or language limitations that you need to consider? These factors are important and will influence your research. The form in which you record book or periodical citations for your bibliography or footnotes is also very important. A style manual gives the correct form to use for these citations. Check at the reference desk to see if your subject field requires a specific style manual. After you have selected a style manual, record the basic information about each book or periodical you consult in a consistent form. Try to obtain all the necessary information about your sources the first time you consult them. It is sometimes difficult to locate journals or books later if you forgot to record one fact or piece of information. The Reference Services Department has the reference materials you need to start your research, and a reference librarian is available to assist you by suggesting sources of information.
As you begin your literature search, which is actually locating the information you need, you can look at guides to the literature, indexes and abstracts, and use computerized literature searching. A guide to the literature lists the important indexes, abstracts, specialized dictionaries and encyclopedias, as well as other types of reference material on one subject. A guide is useful at all stages of your research. Unfortunately, not all subject areas have a guide to the literature, but be sure to check for one on your subject field. Earlier, the student had asked the librarian for information on solar energy. Since much of this material will be in journals, the access to current articles in journals is through citations in general and specialized indexes and abstracts, which are available in the Reference Services Department. If you look under the subject heading, Solar Energy and an Index, you will find citations such as these. A citation includes the title of the article, the author, journal, volume, page, and date where the article was published. To save space, most indexes use abbreviations in the citations. You must have the complete title of a journal and not the abbreviation to locate the journal in the library. Check the abbreviation key in the front or back of the index to obtain the full correct form of the title. The abbreviation AD is used in this citation. Checking the key to abbreviations shows that AD stands for the periodical architectural design. Remember, you must have the complete title of a journal to locate it in the library. Another type of index is a citation index. There are presently 3 indexes of this type, for the sciences, the social sciences, and the humanities. For each year, there are 3 sections in this index. One section is a permuterm subject index, in which the indexing is done by keywords from the title of the articles rather than by subject. The following 3 slides illustrate the use of these specialized indexes. This example on solar energy from the permuterm subject index illustrates how terms can be paired to locate articles on specific topics. It is similar in concept to online computer searching, perhaps the closest thing to it in print. In the source index and author listing, you can locate the complete bibliographic information about this citation to enable you to find it in the library. A list of the items cited in the article is also included. The searcher can use these to locate older, related material on the same subject. Turning to the author's name in the citation index, the 3rd section, you can get a more complete listing of the author's journal articles and books, as well as the names of others who have cited his writings. Using these citations, you can locate more material on this same subject. Abstracts are also very useful in locating journal articles. In addition to the citation, abstracts provide brief summaries which can be helpful in evaluating the usefulness of each article. This is an example of an abstract. Like indexes, abstracting services are available in many subject fields. A reference librarian can help you determine which abstracts and indexes are most useful to your area of research. For your literature search, government documents should be considered. The United States government is the world's largest publisher. The General Libraries is a depository for U.S. government documents and also receives United Nations documents and RAND Corporation reports. Because most U.S. government documents are not listed in the public catalog, you must rely on printed indexes in the documents collection area next to the reference services. The monthly catalog, which indexes U.S. government publications, is the basic index for U.S. government documents. 2 useful specialized indexes are shown here. The Congressional Information Service, CIS Annual, which is an index to congressional documents such as bills, hearings, reports, and acts, and the American Statistics Index, ASI, an index to statistical tables or series published in government documents. A short slide tape presentation is available in the documents collection to help users learn how to use the monthly catalog of United States government publications. So far, this discussion has covered information from printed sources. Perhaps a computer search of one of the many databases available would facilitate your research. The Special Services Department in PCL is responsible for Computer-Based Information Services, CIS. Several services are available. The General Libraries provides free online access to the 2 most recent years of ERIC, an education database, and Psych, a psychology database. You can attend a training session to learn how to use these databases, then make an appointment to conduct your own literature search. Lectures are given Monday afternoons at 3 p.m. in PCL 1.102 at the beginning of each semester. At other times, a slide tape presentation is available in the Periodicals and Microforms unit in PCL for those who cannot attend a Monday lecture or who wish to review the search procedures before conducting their search. The General Libraries offers another free service to users, Current Awareness, using 4 databases, ERIC and Psych, mentioned previously, Inform, a business database, and SPIN, a physics database. Graduate students, faculty, and research staff who want to keep abreast of current research in their fields can arrange to receive monthly printouts of citations relating to their research topic. Information on Current Awareness is available in the Special Services Department. Librarians conduct online literature searches for users on more than 100 databases available through Lockheed's, Dialog, SDC's, Orbit, and BRS systems. Information about the databases available, librarians to consult, and approximate costs can be found in databases available for computer searching, available in the reference services or in special services departments. The typical result of a computer search is a printout of citations such as this one on solar energy, which includes complete bibliographic information and generally an abstract. By now you have collected your citations and have consulted the public catalog to locate books, journal articles, government documents, theses and dissertations, and perhaps had a computer search on your topic. It is now time to evaluate what you have found. If you have found too much material, you may need to narrow the scope of your topic. If you have not found enough, you may wish to consult with a librarian about your research. You may have located good sources which are not available in the general libraries. If so, interlibrary service may be able to obtain the materials you need from another library. There is a time factor to be considered in borrowing materials from another library, and there may be charges for certain requests. Interlibrary service, located in the Reference Services Department, should be consulted before a request to borrow is made. The final step in your search strategy is writing your paper.
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams. You're watching Sleepcore, media for insomnia.
Let's bring another picture in into the bottom one here. So again, insert, image. We've got to search for that image. It's in the floppy disk drive. It was in this folder, and we go pick 3. Now, I have put that straight in. Right? I didn't copy it and save it to the folder. So that is not on the folder on our desktop. So now if I tried to put all of this onto the website that we'll be doing shortly, that picture won't go because it's not in my folder. So let's have a quick look. It's showing it as in the A drive. So we need to go to that A drive. It's pick 3, and we copy. We take it to the folder on the desktop and paste. There it is. Now we can open it. Now that is from the actual desktop folder that we've just made. And then we can type here, really fabulous. Let's highlight that. Make it a bit bigger. Embolden it into italics. Bit of red. And we want it centralized as well. There we are. What does that look like? Okay. Now I'm going to make that photograph at the bottom just a little bit smaller so it's in alignment with the other photograph. I did that by clicking left click on and using the cursor, holding it down, we can just change the size of that photograph in proportion with the top. Now what we can do is go to those image properties, appearance, and we want the alignment to be as much in the center as we possibly can. So absolute middle, let's see what difference that makes. Go to cell properties, because we're in the left-hand cell, and we go center. That has moved it to the middle. We go left-hand property to the left-hand cell at the top, and again we centralize it, and we go OK. So that has now placed the photographs right in the middle. Let's look on the browser. There they are in the middle. Coming out of the browser, let me just show you one more thing. Table properties, and we're going to get rid of the borders completely. Now watch what happens now. So we can bring the border size down to 0. You can see on there where the actual borders are, but now let's put it into the browser. You've got no border whatsoever. Okay, it's cut out the borders, and you've still got your silver background. Let me come back out of the browser, and we come into the table properties, and we'll get rid of the silver background, and we'll use the background image. Alright, so the background image is in our folder on the desktop. It's called Find Speckled, and we go OK. Now watch what happens when we put it in the browser. You've got your 2 photographs, nice and cleanly cut, and there is the wording along the side. Now if I come out of that again, let me show you something else. Let's make a space, a bigger space between the 2 photographs and the wordings here. So I'll come back to table properties, cell padding. Now to really make it big so you can see the difference, I've put that to 16. Watch what happens. Put it into the browser. Now you've got much bigger spaces in between. Getting the idea? Okay. Let's now make an email address. Before we do that, save our work. So we go File, Save As, it's the car interior, as File, Save. So that page is now saved. So we want someone to email us. So we could do it a number of ways. Let's do the most obvious first of all. We could put something like email me at, and you could put in your email address. So that is me. Email me at dwable@globalnet.co.uk. Let's highlight that and we bring that to the center. Right, now that's quite small to read, so let's just make it a little bit larger and we'll embolden it and we'll make it blue. Let's make sure that's only 160 portions of blue, so if we change that to 153, that is now acceptable and it will be seen by everybody in that colour. Email me at dwable@globalnet.co.uk. Now, how can we make that as a hyperlink? Highlight the whole lot if you wish, insert, hyperlink, and instead of using other that we did a moment ago, we select the word mail to and you type in the email address. So it's mail to dwable@globalnet.co.uk in this example, and we go OK. So now it is underlined. Let me put it into the browser and watch what happens. So on this particular page, if somebody comes down here to that hyperlink, watch what happens when they press this. Immediately it opens up Outlook Express, and there it is, already addressed to Cat Dave Abel, because that's my email address. You would just type in a subject, type in your message, press send, and it goes. So it will self-address the email. Nice little touch. If you wanted to do something with a photograph, you could have that as a hyperlink either to another page or as an email. Let's use that top photograph as a hyperlink to return us to the index page. How we do that? Very simple and straightforward. You've got to come out of the browser. So there is our top photograph, and we're going to use that as a hyperlink to go back to the first page, the index, the home page. So we go insert, hyperlink. We don't use HTTP, we go other, and we put in index.htm, because that's the name of our first page, the home page. We go OK. Now, as well as doing that, what we could do with a right click of the mouse, we could go to image properties and we could type in email me now by pressing email me now by selecting, my spelling is atrocious, there you go, email me now by selecting here, and I go OK. Now watch what happens. I come back to the browser, that top picture, there it is, email me now by selecting here, and once I select anywhere in there, anywhere in that graphic at all, that photograph, instantly it's brought us back to the opening page. See how quick that link was? Inside the car, back to the home page. Inside the car, back to the home. Email me now. Now, if we wanted to use that as an email, because I've done that as a hyperlink, okay, in order to make that an email, all you would do is close that down, and we change that property of the hyperlink, okay? So if we go insert hyperlink, you can see on here, it's sending it to the index page. All we do is change it to mail to, and we put in the address, dwable@globalnet.co.uk. It would help if I could spell my name. So it's mail to dwable@globalnet.uk. Let's go back to the browser. So now, instead of it linking through to the first page, it should open up the email address. There it is. Okay, happy with that? So you can now use your photographs as email hyperlinks, as hyperlinks to other pages, you know, whichever you're wanting it to do. Right, let's press on. If you're wanting to add sound to the picture, let's go back to the first page. So I'll come out of there and we open up the index. And we want to add some sound. So we place the cursor before that opening word Jaguar, before that very first letter. And we go to Insert and come down to Background Sound. Now, if you have got some sound on your hard drive or somewhere, I should have some on the floppy. Let's have a quick look for some. And there it is, there's a bit of sound. Now that went so quickly you didn't even see it, but that has now got sound on the picture. Now let me show you something that you haven't seen yet. All of this that we have been doing so far has been done in HTML. This has not been designed using a software program. Alright, so if I come to this view on the top scroll bar, third one along, view, and go HTML, there it all is. That is everything that we have designed, because that's the beauty of the editor. It automatically puts it into HTML language for us, which is superb. Now, follow my little cursor on the top here. There's the page titled The One I Love for our index page. Right beneath it, BG sound. That's the background sound, acting up MIDI file. And that's on a permanent loop, so that music is going to be played all the time somebody is looking at the home page. Okay, I'm going to come out of that now. Let me show you how we did the sound again. Insert, background sound. You choose the sound you want. In this instance, it's acting up. And you just go, OK. That's it. All right, so that's how you're putting your sound onto it.
You're watching Sleepcore. Sleep tight.
Thank you.